Welcome back to Sartorial Styles. I visited the made-to-measure label MERCURY in Dortmund and want to share my experience with you. Before we get to that, I want to invite you to join me on my train ride to Dortmund while I talk about what MERCURY even is and how the contact happened in the first place. Let's go! As I traverse southern Germany on my way to Hanover, which is the only intermediate stop on this trip, I want to share with you how I got to know MERCURY. It's actually quite a short story. Felix, who could very well be described as the creative director of the made-to-measure label, dropped me a message on Instagram asking if I would like to make a video about their newly founded brand. I agreed and we made an appointment for late November. We didn't really talk about what we wanted to film, so this basically is the most spontaneous and unscripted video this channel has to offer. Of course, I took a look at their website beforehand and what I saw looked exactly like something I would purchase. High-rise trousers, handmade buttonholes, white lapels, shirts with a rather stiff collar, just to mention a few things. The pricing also caught me off guard because 1500 euros for a full canvas 3-piece suit that is made to measure in Europe is way more competitive than I thought it would be. My interest was sparked and I was also looking forward to a short overnight trip to Dortmund. And so here we are. After my arrival at around 1500, I checked into my hotel room and took a quick shower. My first impression of the room was pretty decent, especially for the price of just 50 bucks per night. Though this good first impression only lasted for a few minutes when I saw mold in the shower. I'll review my room later today because it's already turning dark outside and I want to arrive at the MERCURY showroom in a timely manner. A 20-minute walk later, I met up with Felix and asked him a couple of questions about MERCURY. What do they offer? Why should I pick their offerings instead of some well-known custom clothing brand? And how did they come up with their name? And who are you?
Hallo, ich bin der Felix von MERCURY. Ich habe heute den lieben Benjamin zu Gast. Also unsere Anzüge zeichnet zum einen der Anspruch an Qualität und Passgenauigkeit an. Ja, das sollte natürlich der Anspruch sein. Und zum anderen würde ich definitiv sagen, unser Hausschnitt. Also die typischen breiten Revers, das längere Sakko, die höhere Hose auf Taillenhöhe, die gegebene Weite, die sowas wie Buntfalten zu ihrer Entfaltung bringen kann, um jetzt nur mal 3 Eckpunkte dieses Hausschnitts zu nennen. Ja, also moderne Interpretation von sehr klassischen Attributen. Wenn du zum Termin kommst, hast du die beiden Zugangswege, die wir anbieten. Made to measure, also ein Teil aus dem Lookbook, was du gesehen hast, in das du dich verliebt hast, auf deine Maße, minimale Anpassung, deine eigene Futterfarbe, natürlich deine Initialien rein. Zweiter Zugangsweg, Custom-Made-Prozess. Du kommst, bringst vielleicht schon Ideen, Wünsche, Ansprüche mit und wir bereiten in unserem Hausschnitt das Produkt für dich von Kopf bis Fuß einmal auf.
Dann gefertigt in Europa innerhalb weniger Wochen, schätze ich mal?
Genau, nach Maßnahme 4 bis 6 Wochen und dann kannst du schon zur ersten Anprobe kommen. Ich würde sagen, dass man sich so zwischen 800 bis 1100, 1200 Euro meistens einpendelt. Ausnahmen bestätigen die Regel. Fox Brothers Full Canvas Handmade Details kostet mehr als durchschnittlicher Stoff und vielleicht eine Einsteigerverarbeitung.
Warum genau sollte ich bei euch 1200 Euro für einen Maßanzug ausgeben, wenn ich 700 Euro Custom Made Piece bei Suit Supply kriege?
Das ist eine gute Frage. Ich sage immer, bei uns kauft man am Ende des Tages keinen Anzug, sondern man kauft die Sicherheit, dass man an dem Tag, an dem Event oder in dem Job, für den ich dir etwas fertige, sich keine Gedanken um einen perfekten Auftritt machen muss. Den Anzug gibt es quasi gratis. Unsere Qualität startet an einem Punkt, wenn man jetzt mal nur von der Verarbeitung ausgeht, Half Canvas, Full Canvas, sprachen wir drüber, dann starten wir da, wo die meisten anderen schon aufhören. Viele arbeiten ja, hey, der Anzug bei mir kostet 599 €, es sei denn, du willst Half-Canvas-Verarbeitung, echte Knopflöcher, Cupro-Innenfutter, ach so, und Super 120er Schurwolle, ja gut, dann wären wir halt schon bei 1000. Da sind wir eine Spur ehrlicher. Als junger Erwachsener gestartet, der ganz klar auch selber mal sich den einen Maßanzug hat nicht machen lassen, weil auch das Kleingeld fehlte, dann aber die Zeit damit verbracht hat, das Wissen in diesem Bereich und den Spaß in diesem Bereich halt auch mal einfach nur durch Beschäftigung mit der Thematik aufrecht zu erhalten. Und ja, da hat jeder sein eigenes Tempo und für mich ist es ein Riesenprivileg, auch jüngere Leute dabei begleiten zu dürfen und da das Vertrauen zu genießen.
After our chat, Felix took my measurements so that I can try the service out for myself. We are currently planning for a made-to-measure suit and the result can be seen on this channel in a couple of weeks. We also recorded a podcast episode, which I linked in the description, but it's all in German. We let the evening end in a kebab shop close to the Mercury showroom. Before I go to bed, I wanna keep my promise of reviewing the hotel room I'm gonna stay in for the night. This is the Hotel Unique Dortmund Hauptbahnhof, formerly known as Hotel Excelsior. The lobby is incredibly beautiful in my opinion. Finding my room wasn't as easy as expected because the signage isn't coherent. My room number is 007, no joke, but it's not posted on the corridor I have to use. The room itself is quite big, with a not so clean carpet on the floor and a table that's randomly placed in the middle of the room. I'm not an expert, but I am pretty sure this was mold in the shower. Also, almost no water at all actually left the shower head, because most of it flew right out of the faucet. On the bright side, the room had a total of 13 sockets, which I think is the most I have ever seen in a hotel room, like by far. 3 plastic hangers were provided, for just one night that's fine. The teacups weren't quite clean as well, and at the very latest, when I held the glasses into the light to check whether or not they were clean, I realized that this isn't a good hotel experience. Yes, it was just 50 bucks per night, but still. At the time of filming, they were in the process of renovating the whole space, and therefore I'm optimistic that it will be better in the future. And more expensive, probably. As I make my way back, I want to say that I had a great time with Felix and his team. If you are on the hunt for classic menswear with a modern twist, custom made in a workshop in Europe and for a fair price, Mercury seems to be a pretty great option. Frankly, I expected them to have a beautiful house cut and some amazing garments on offer, but I did not expect them to offer all of this at a reasonable price. They sit pretty much in the same price range as Lanieri, slightly more expensive than Oliver Wick's, and if they deliver the value they promise, that's a pretty great deal. Next week I will talk about the details of my made-to-measure suit with Felix. Be prepared to see my final review early next year. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see each other in 2 weeks for an episode in the regular format. I'm Benjamin and this is Sartorial Styles.